everybody in America and around the world. It's your favorite displaced Southern gentleman, Dusty Thompson. I'm living in Southern California, as you know if you're following me. You may know me from my YouTube video, Funniest Leadership Speech Ever, over 7 million views, and yes, I'm bragging just a little bit. What you may not know is I've written a book, Almost Odis, My Preppy Life with My Redneck Dad. It's about the time I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area when my dad moved in with me from 2011 to 2014. So I wrote a book about it. I actually started a blog, and the blog became a book, and so this is the book. People have been asking me about turning my book into an Audible, and I don't know how to do that because I'm not very computery, so I thought the next best thing would be start a YouTube channel called Almost Odis by Dusty Thompson, and I'll read excerpts from the book until we get finished, starting on page 1 and ending on page 320 something. I'll be posting one video per day, Monday through Friday, because I'm going to take the weekend off. If you haven't bought your copy, go on Amazon or on authorhouse.com and get your copy and follow along. And for those of you who have already bought your copy, let's go ahead and get started on page 1, because they say start from the very beginning. It's a very good place to start, and who am I to disagree with the people that wrote The Sound of Music? Am I right? Here we go. My father has a peculiar habit when he answers the phone. He doesn't say ahoy like Alexander Graham Bell preferred, hello like the average American, or even a hello like many from my childhood in the Deep South. Instead, he repeats one of two phrases, either Maggie's Mule Barn, biggest ass speaking, or Joe's Pool Hall, 8-ball speaking. I don't know why. Now that he is familiar enough with his jitterbug cell phone to see that I am calling, he occasionally personalizes his greeting with, "Hey JD," his childhood nickname for me. It references Jefferson Davis Hogg from the Dukes of Hazzard TV show in the 1980s, as I was a chubby child, one of the things I have in common with the dad. According to him, I also wanted a white suit, and that pretty much tracks. Like Mr. Hogg, it's not a taste the dad and I share. I call him the dad as I often felt I was playing the part of the son when I was growing up, like I had been cast in a play about a family with whom I felt some but not complete connection. Of course, that has changed since I'm an adult, but it kept the dad for many years in the category of a character with the playbill descriptor sharing DNA and the belief I'm adopted. An oddly theater-specific description for someone who graduated from a high school in Mississippi with no creative arts program outside of marching band. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy theatrical productions as much as the next person. However, I am only theatrical in the sense that I am sometimes more dramatic than is necessary in everyday life. That's not true. Yes, it is. I was born the middle child of nomadic Southern Baptists who left the wilds of Louisiana and traversed the rest of the geographical arclitex, known to TV weathermen as arclitex. When I bemoaned my status as the middle child, my parents would remind me I was the oldest son, but I held onto my birthright as number 2 of 3 like a raccoon with a shiny penny. And for those of you who don't know about raccoons, they get something shiny, they will not let go. I am named after my father. I am Dustin Terrell. He is Terrell Odis Jr. I came perilously close to being Terrell Odis III. God bless my sainted mother for metaphorically standing her ground. Obviously, she was in a bed in the maternity ward, but still, she stood her ground and said, "Nope, we're not saddling that child with Terrell Odis III. Thank you, Mother." Terrell, even with its constant mispronunciation as Terrell, I could deal with. Odis, I could not. The name Odis for me carries a connotation of a level of backwoods upbringing that you can never truly escape. My family is from the country, not the hills where the billies come. In my mind, there is a vast difference. I'm okay with being from the country. I would never be okay with anyone thinking I had ever been a redneck. Not even for 10 minutes, y'all. Never. When referring to my father, I call him the dad. When I talk directly to him, it's old man or pater. Of course, this is only as an adult. When I was growing up, I referred to him as sir, but not in the formal British way. It was more in the deferential way you speak to someone like an Army drill sergeant. The dad is a former Army paratrooper, and he can be a little intense, especially with his eldest son. I refer to my childhood as my military service. For real. Growing up, you might not have imagined I would be who I am today, but I don't think you'd have been too surprised that I ended up somewhere outside of the South and in a profession where a suit is required. I've always been a bit different from those with whom I share DNA. I am an unabashed preppy raised among Wrangler-clad farmers and cowboys. Most of the men in my family have been farmers, carpenters, or welders, with the occasional preacher. Physically, I'm very much like my family. From my mother, I inherited small eyes which almost disappear when I smile. See? And a love for Jesus. My father gave me short legs, a fiery temper, and the ability to make people laugh. Both gave me a love of music and reading. When you put all the pieces together, you should get a tried and true good old boy, an Odis, if you will. You're supposed to, but you don't. Instead, you get me, an almost Odis, a southerner to be sure, but one whose disdain for the outdoors and manual labor, coupled with fashion-forward sensibilities, stand in stark contrast to my people. Other than a penchant for relocation, my family is in most ways typically Southern. We believe in faith, family, and fried foods. We cherish Christmas, casseroles, and righteous condemnation. You might think I am the black sheep in my family, but this would require you to believe I'm a sheep. What I am is more akin to a plaid koala bear somehow thrust into a family of mostly white sheep. Of course, we have our fair share of sheep who are both dark gray and black, but no matter how I tried and no matter what I did, I was never a sheep in any sense of the word. Many people, when they meet me, imagine the dad as an older version of me, clad in seersucker or Brooks Brothers, pastel chinos, and coordinated shoes and belts. Truth be told, the dad looks like Uncle Jesse in the original Dukes of Hazzard TV show, if Uncle Jesse had red hair and didn't wear overalls. The dad wears suspenders to hold up his everyday jeans, his dress jeans if he's going out to church or out to a steak dinner. And we're going to stop there because my time is almost up. One of the things that my dad and I do not share is fashion-forward sensibilities, like this really bold paisley shirt. Somebody's got to bring paisley back, and I think it's going to be me. Since Prince has left us, purple paisley doesn't have a place to land. It landed on my shirt, y'all. Do you like it? Well, I hope you want to subscribe below so you'll see all the videos I'm going to be putting out. I'm going to plan on doing a video a day, Monday through Friday, because I need the weekends off to get all together so I can look beautiful. Not all of us are escaped from COVID yet, and so we're not pretty every day. We look sort of sad and tragic, which is why I avoid Zoom meetings. But anywho, I hope you liked it, and I hope you see you next time. Bye.